The first time I noticed something wrong, it was intimate and domestic. The air in the room was a fraction too blue, like a photograph left in sunlight until its whites learned a new color. The audience shifted and their breathing made the lamps drift in the same rhythm, as if the room itself inhaled with them and I had been left out of the choreography. I told myself it was fatigue, that 100 nights of coaxing fear and wonder from strangers would fray any sense of scale. Still, the wrongness kept adding up in small inventory slips, doors opening onto rooms I had never painted, clocks that ticked backward between applause, a brief metallic tang on my tongue when I smiled. Creep arrived like mildew, slow and patient. People began to repeat lines I had not written. Phrases returned to me from mouths that had never read my drafts. A woman in the third row hummed a lullaby that matched a shuttered signal I'd once seen in a satellite feed. A child in the front sketched a constellation I knew only as a black blot in the margin of an old astrophysics preprint. My notebook filled with margins that had margins, diagrams that started as fingerprints and ended as maps. When I asked questions, the answers came in echoes, as if the theater had been tuned to an unknown frequency and we were all receivers. My mind unraveled in small, courteous increments. I woke before dawn to discover my own handwriting answering me in the bathroom mirror, scrawls I had not written promising safety in exchange for a name. Sleep blurred with the spaces between applause. My reflection lagged half a blink behind my smile and seemed to be cataloging a life that was not mine. Faces in the crowd preserved the same unreadable pleasure, as if astonishment had been rehearsed. I began to doubt whether I had ever begun this work at all, whether memory was recall or some draft of life composing itself from me. The confrontation arrived without fanfare. A pattern sang from the ceiling when the projector hummed, not a syllable but a syntax. Pitch, pause, wet geometry that folded around language until ordinary words slid like wet stones. The lights didn't go out, they leaned aside. In the stage darkness, something vast and patient unfolded like a manuscript written in absence. It did not speak in vowels, but by rearranging attention. A seat moved by a centimeter. A shadow chose to smile. Physics was not broken so much as reannotated to an older grammar. To it, we were paragraphs to be marginally annotated. I thought I would resist by reading harder, by flattening myself into plot. Instead, I felt myself become punctuation, a device to make its meaning legible. My pauses lengthened into corridors. When the last applause dissolved, I realized the audience had been reading me as much as I them, and that whatever watched us now possessed a draft of my life it could edit at leisure. I closed my mouth like a book and waited for the margin to move. The lights blinked once, final and indifferent, leaving everything amendable and ended.